if you're going to create a disciple-making culture in your church, there is going to be a suffering, death, pause, and resurrection. I
Mm.
mean, one of the things we talk about even right now,
Yeah.
it used to be that we were battling for the heart of discipleship. Do you have a heart for discipleship? We were reactivating the heart. I don't think that's the battle anymore. It's, do you have the stomach for disciple-making culture?
Mm.
And the stomach for disciple-making culture is, are you willing to move through the death, burial, and resurrection to join Christ in what he is doing? And, it's one thing to do that personally. It's another thing to make that journey organizationally because it's very scary. Like, it's
Yeah.
scary. You feel like you're risking something significant. And the more successful you've been, quote unquote, as a church, and then you're saying, hey, we need to revamp our disciple making culture. There is a there's a journey that you have to go through that is very much marked by death, burial, resurrection. And our friends at Grace Church are, they're doing their podcast now on reinventing church, and they're
Right.
basically walking people through
Right.
that looks like in their setting. And I love that because it's real and it reminds us, when we are making organizational change and we are trying to follow Jesus into what he's doing, we may forget it personally, but I think we also forget it organizationally. And the question
Mm.
is, are we willing to follow Jesus through that to see the disciple making culture reemerge in our church? And again, that Silent Saturday moment for leaders that we work with is a difficult moment. We talk about all the time, the difference between addition and multiplication. 1 + 1 = 2, 1 × 1 = 1, 2 + 2
Mhm.
= 4, 2 × 2 = 4. 3 + 3 = 6, 3 × 3 = 9. It's not till the third generation that you even begin to see any of the benefits from what you are investing in. And
Yeah.
so I think that kind of suffering and Silent Saturday piece organizationally is almost even harder as a leader than personally. I'm willing to take that stuff on myself personally when I see our organization going through that. I can't tell you how many times when I see our organization going through death, burial, resurrection, it makes me more insecure as a leader, not because of myself and my leadership, but because of what I'm afraid it means to everyone else in the organization. Like, I'm okay suffering. It's hard for me to see other people in the organization suffering.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah.
see the organization not going up and to the right in
Yeah.
a season of silence, in a season of,
Yeah.
man, is this just dying or is it
Yeah.
being reinvented? That's even more difficult for me as a leader. And with the leaders that we work with, I know they struggle with those same things as well. And it's that moment, it only makes sense from the other side.
Yeah. That's huge. I've not thought about it this way, Dave, but yeah, from the organizational side of things, I mean, to think just metaphorically then of Mount of Calvary, which is, hey, some things may need to die,
Hmm.
right, in our organization. Kidron Valley, Silent Saturday, kind of moment of, hey, we make those decisions and then things get silent. And as leaders, when we make those bold decisions, and then, in the midst of the messy, well, sometimes we call it the messy middle
Right.
of, did, were they the right ones?
Right.
Because we don't see the resurrection yet. We don't see the
Right.
new life that we're looking for yet. And then to see kind of Mount Arbel / Mount of Olives kind of reality on the other side of that. And it's hard to point people from Calvary as an organization to something they can't yet see on the
Right.
other side, and the ability to walk in that. But it is actually a big part of it. Organizational change a lot of times is, um, and we've said a lot that you've got to do elimination before you can do innovation. There's some things that probably will need to die or unlearn
Hmm.
before we step into that new reality. And that new reality, I wish it all came in 3 days.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
mean, I need
amazing.
some more three
Right.
day reality. So that's
Absolutely.
powerful. And I think, as again, it is helpful for us even to keep that in mind from an organizational standpoint too, as we're building and leading a disciple making culture, making the shifts that need to take place on that doesn't happen overnight. and that there is both some dying, which will feel at sometimes like loss, just like the disciples felt.
Yeah.
It'll feel there'll be some silence, and yet it's the always pointing to what that real hope is of what we're moving towards, and that new kingdom life that we're walking into.